right, and finally, new rule. Republicans have to explain if socialism is such a one-way ticket to becoming the nightmare of Venezuela, then why do all the happiest countries in the world embrace it? The UN just came out with their annual World Happiness Rankings, and the top ones are all socialist-friendly places, like Finland and Norway, Denmark and Iceland, Switzerland, Sweden, the Netherlands, and Canada, and of course, Wakanda. The right has a hard time understanding the concept that we don't want long lines for bread socialism. We want, you don't have to win the lotto to afford brain surgery socialism. Socialism as an economic model replacing capitalism is bad, but socialism as a supplement to capitalism, good. Kind of like how gin and tonic are terrible by themselves, but mixed together, delightful. Now, as for the United States, we should be happier than ever. Unemployment is low, crime is low, and free people can say Merry Christmas again. And yet we've dropped 5 spots on the happy list in just 2 years and are now at number 19, behind Belgium and the Germans, of people who don't even look happy in their porn. So it's a conundrum. We look at the rankings of the happy nations and see that we're getting our ass kicked by people in wooden shoes. Christ, there's no sun half the year in a lot of these places, and they're still in a better mood. How can that be? You mean this Norwegian guy is happier than us? His car is a bicycle, and his dinner is canned fish again. The women in his country look like Tilda Swinton. And the men in his country also look like Tilda Swinton. But he's happy. He's happy because he's not constantly sweating a mountain of student debt or what would happen if he got sick. Happiness isn't only about what you have. It's also about what you don't have to worry about. All the top countries on the list are ones with some form of universal health care. All have free or almost free higher education. All have strong unions, pensions, and social safety nets. Turns out, freedom from the fear of ending up in a tent below the overpass is a really great freedom. It's called peace of mind. Conservatives like to push the canard that unfettered capitalism makes you more free, but actually, it's the right kind of socialism that makes you the freest. In fact, let's not even call it socialism. Let's call it capitalism plus. Because that's what it really is. It's a plus when you get sick and you can focus on getting better instead of not going broke. It's a plus when you get pregnant and can think of anything besides, what's this little shit gonna cost me? A knowing smile. Bernie Sanders tweeted recently that in the US it costs $12,000 to have a baby, while in Finland it costs $60,000. And supposedly smart Republican Nikki Haley responded with, "Comparing us to Finland is ridiculous. Ask them how their health care is. You won't like the answer." Actually, it's Nikki Haley who didn't like the answer, because it turns out they have Twitter in Finland, too. And a lot of Finns gave testimony about how much they like their health care. For example, in the US, the maternal death rate is almost 7 times what it is in Finland. Isn't that odd? They only pay $60 to have a baby, yet they don't die. It's almost as if our system kind of sucks. You know why we can't have nice things like Finland has? Because we're ruled by corporatist nincompoops like Nikki Haley, who write books with titles like "Can't is not an option," when in America, can't is not only an option, it's usually the only option. Does pure, unbridled capitalism work? I guess that depends whether you're on the board of Boeing or on board a Boeing.